Alley Cats. Sports Day. The sun peeped over the higgledy-piggledy messy alley. It was much too early to be awake. Or was it? Lenny the kitten slowly opened his eyes and grinned. It was time to get up time. "Get up, sleepyhead," he yelled to his twin sister Lulu. "It's a great day for running and jumping." And he started to run around and around the trash cans. "Okay, Lenny," yawned Lulu, still half asleep. "I'm coming." "I'll race you to the end of the alley," cried Lenny. "But you always win," moaned Lulu. "That's because you're a big plump kitty," laughed Lenny. Lulu giggled. "Naughty kitty," she cried. "Bet you can't catch me." And she ran down the alley as fast as she could. "That was fun," cried Lenny, as he finally caught up with his sister. "What about some jumping now?" "Great idea," purred Lulu. So, huffing and puffing, the little kittens piled up some boxes and put a pole across the gap. Lenny leapt over it first. "Whee!" he cried. "I bet I can jump higher than you." Suddenly, Lulu spotted a raggedy old ball. "I bet I can throw it farther than you," she cried. "No, you can't," cried Lenny. He picked up the ball and threw his best throw ever, but it hit Uncle Bertie right in the head. Scampering down the alley as fast as they could go, the two kittens quickly hid behind a heap of old potato sacks before Uncle Bertie could spot them. "Pooh," said Lulu. "These sacks are really smelly." Suddenly, Lenny had an idea. Pulling one of the old potato sacks up to his tummy, he began hopping and jumping around. "Hey, what about a sack race?" he giggled. Lenny hopped and skipped. Lulu wiggled and giggled. "I'm winning," squealed Lulu. "I'm winning." "No, you're not," cried Lenny. He jumped his best jump ever and knocked a huge pile of boxes over Cousin Archie. "Uh-oh," groaned Lenny. "Trouble time." Uncle Bertie and Cousin Archie were not happy. They stomped off to find Hattie, the kitten's mother. "Those kittens of yours are so naughty," they complained. "You've got to do something about them." Hattie sighed. Then, spying two pairs of tiny ears peeping out from behind a watering can, she tiptoed over. "Time to come out, time," she boomed. "What have you two been up to?" Hattie asked Lenny and Lulu. "Running and jumping, Mommy," whined Lenny. "We didn't mean to hurt anyone," whispered Lulu. But Hattie wasn't cross. She knew her kittens were only playing. "I've got an idea," she said. "Why don't we have a sports day? We can all join in. There'll be plenty of running and jumping for everyone." Archie and Bertie didn't want to play. They wanted a cat nap. "Okay," said Hattie. "We'll simply ask the dogs to join us instead." So, later that day, Hattie explained her idea to the alley dogs, who all thought it sounded like great fun, and it wasn't long before Hattie had organized everyone and everything. "We'll have lots of races," cried Lenny excitedly. "Running, skipping, leaping, and jumping ones. Maybe even a sack race." Suddenly, 6 kitty eyes peeped over the fence. "Okay, everyone," cried Hattie. "Let's begin. Ready? Steady? Hattie," asked Cousin Archie, popping out from behind the fence. "Can I join in?" "Us too?" cried Uncle Bertie and Auntie Lucy. "Of course you can," laughed Hattie. Ready? Steady? Go! Cousin Archie and Harvey raced up the alley and passed the winning line together. "Archie and Harvey are the winners," cried Hattie. "Time for the sack race now." The dogs and cats all clambered into their sacks, but Lenny and Lulu began before Hattie could say go. "Hey!" cried Hattie. "Come back, you two! That's cheating!" But it was too late. Everyone began leaping and jumping after the kittens. "Stop!" shouted Hattie. Lenny and Lulu stopped, but no one else did. They crashed into each other and fell into a big alley dog and cat pickle. Luckily, no one was hurt, but now they were all tired. "Well, that was the best sports day ever," said Harvey. Hattie looked at the higgledy-piggledy mess. "You're right," she laughed, "but tomorrow we're going to play another game. It's called Tidy Up the Alley." Suddenly, lots of barking and meowing filled the air. "Oh no," they groaned, and then they all laughed. The end.